Welcome to this live stream all about getting your message heard in this congested online space and how to attract your dream clients, because we'll be talking about business, we'll be talking about resonance of your business or resonance of your message. And we will concentrate on how to work energetically. I'm just adjusting here, adjusting my equipment. Yeah, so we'll be concentrating on how to work energetically to get your message heard and to attract your dream clients. So in the first instance, if you can just let me know whether I am being well heard, because last time there was some issues. Hello, Renee, if you can let me know whether you can hear me fine, that would be great. Welcome TikTok, I'm sure you can hear me fine. I'm really excited to be sharing energetic tools today that can help you get your message heard and attract your dream clients. All good, so let's get started. So basically, oh, thank you, Red, you are a legend. So basically, there is a lot of marketing advice on how to get your message heard. And I've got a background in marketing, I've got a background in online business, I've run quite a large online business that was very successful, and then I departed because I'm pursuing spiritual side of life now. But in the meantime, I've learned a lot of different techniques. And just to let you know, this live will mention all these techniques, but we will not really concentrate on that. There's absolutely ton loads of marketing advice, and you can absolutely utilize it. The only thing I will say to you, it's all about your uniqueness. And the biggest problem in today's world of marketing is that everything is cookie cutter. It doesn't take into consideration your energetic field and the energy of your business. And for me, and from my experience, this is literally what it's all about. I can literally do all the same things on the 3D front. So I can, I don't know, come and do Facebook Live or hold a webinar or write a sales email. But what will actually determine whether my message is heard and whether my dream clients are attracted to me is more the work I do on my own energetics behind the scenes than actually whether I follow the rules of copywriting or whether I've got some good funnels set up. I've got a beautiful coffee rather than cacao today, made by Aaron. So yeah, that's, I need a little sip. So basically, just you need to know that energy work matters as much, if not more, than what you're actually doing on the 3D front, what you're doing physically. Doesn't mean that if you meditate and if you sit like Master Yoda and levitate and, like, you know, lift rocks with your consciousness, that anything will happen in your business. It probably won't. It has to go hand in hand. You still need to do some external work. However, when that work is completely in alignment with what you are here to do, with your mission, with your vision, and when you're working energetically on your own field, you can have heap loads success, and it's gonna come to you in a much easier, more pleasurable, more joyful, more satisfying way. So this is exactly what I'm teaching. And it's not even about building a big audience, because you think that big audience today matters. You see people who have perhaps built big audiences on Instagram years ago. It's not so easy if you're starting today. And I can tell you, because I've built businesses online and I've built audiences back in 2017 and 18, and I'm doing it again in 2021. And it was easier. And most people who give you advice about marketing and about how to get your message heard, they're people who have big audiences because they built it back when it was easier. at the moment, the algorithms, perhaps apart from TikTok, so TikTok, thank you so much for still giving us a fair crack of the whip, but all these bigger companies like Instagram and Facebook, unless you pump ton load of money into marketing, your audience may not be big. It's not as easy as it was back in 2016, 2018, or even 19. I've seen a massive shift in how this online business works over the years. And I know because now I'm starting again from small audience. But small audience doesn't mean that you can't attract your dream audience, because my audience might not be big in size, but still I'll get clients who are happy to work with me, who I am happy to work with, and who basically there's a good synergy and they're the right fit and I'm the right fit for them. So this is what it's about when you're working energetically. It's not just about the size of your audience, how effective your funnels are. And by all means, yes, measure it, use KPIs. But in the bigger scheme of things, it's about what is your day-to-day looking like? How much of this audience, what proportion will actually decide to work with you long term? How many of them will become your repeated customers, and how many of them are the right fit, are people who are ready for what you've got to offer, they're ready to pay you, and they're ready to work with you, and they're also a pleasure to work with, because this is also important. So this is what this live stream is about. I need a little bit more coffee to continue. So sorry for my loud gulps, that's my genetic imperfection. I've got a very small esophagus and when I drink it's really loud, so apologies. But let's go to the energetics of your business. So I'll be talking today about consciousness technology and how it can help you. Some of you may be familiar with consciousness technology. Some of you might be familiar with my husband's work, who's working a lot with consciousness technology. And what is consciousness technology and how it can actually help you. So this is what we're going to dig into. So consciousness technology, you could call it working energetically on energetic upgrades to your field and to your business field, so you can get your message heard, or you can do whatever you want. You can program it for whether it's high turnover, whether it's dream clients, whether it's easiness, whether it's whatever. You see, your energy field can absolutely be programmed. And your energy field is what surrounds you, what's invisible, but what affects your day-to-day. It affects sometimes your physical body. It affects your relationships. It is linked to all the karma, all the ancestral programs, all the conditioning. And you know what? Your field is being programmed all the time, or has been programmed. And the results you're getting today are a direct reflection of what is actually in your field. And the good news is that you can work energetically and those shifts can become instantaneous. So basically, when we are coming to this world, we're being born to families who have had sometimes the same problems for generations. If you look at certain patterns in your family, they may be repeating. They may have nothing to do with business. They may have nothing to do with your clients. Yet they would matter because your field has learned certain programs. On top of that, we've got all the societal programming. We've got all the scarcity mindset, because our whole economy is based on scarcity. Economic theories are based on scarcity of resources because they only take into consideration the three-dimensional material resources. So this is all affecting your field. And what is also affecting your field is conditioning around expression. And this is the most important bit for your message being heard and for you being able to attract your dream clients, because our expression is under attack from very, very early on. Literally, as soon as we have an expression, as children, as soon as we start talking, apart from when our parents are encouraging us to talk, other than that, our expression is being under constant attack. Constant attack. What I mean by that is, even think when kids are learning to speak, they're learning to speak the proper way. So they're not really letting whatever sounds come to their mouth and flow. They are being told how to say, and this is societal conditioning, so we can communicate. Then as soon as you can't speak, you say you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't make too much noise. And yes, it's all necessary for us to live in a civilized society. We need to know how to communicate. We need to respect other people's boundaries. But at the same time, usually it's not about respecting other people's boundaries. We're being told to pull our boundaries back, to hold back. And I don't know if any of you have experienced that during your childhood. If you have, just let me know. But I think we all do. When we're being told, don't be too loud, don't sing too loud. Then later on, as we teenagers, we think that dancing is a bit bad because, you know, you make a fool out of yourself when you go on a dance floor. Nobody wants to do it first. And we hold back our expression all the time. And then, why have we got a problem, let's say, showing our faces live? Why so many people, even in the world of social media where you can be your own broadcasting station, why do they have a problem showing up on video? Why do they have a problem showing up on camera? Because we're told that we're being less than perfect. There's all these expectations that can block our expression. And the reason I'm talking about expression is because as some of you know, I work a lot with light languages. And today I'm going to do a little light language transmission to unblock your throat chakra. But before we go to that, let me explain that expression. This is how I see blocked expression. Most people who come to my light language courses and classes have no problem. The light language comes and flows. But they often have to overcome the obstacles to their throat, to their expression, to feeling self-conscious. So those blocks are in different parts of the body. They can be in your brain, where you're feeling self-conscious all the time. How do I look on camera? Am I going to start fumbling? What have I got to say? There's other people doing the same thing. Why do I matter? And all this comparison kicks in. So I'm going to sound stupid. So that's in your brain. Then sometimes it's in your throat, where you feel like you've got it in your head, you know what you say, and light language illustrates that perfectly, because a lot of people have it first in the head, etc. Then it's trying to say it, and then it's just literally they can't say it because they feel stupid. So there's a lot of blocks in our energy field and in our expression. And another one of them blocks comes from school, because we are being told to be still. Good child is someone who is still, who doesn't move too much, doesn't cause too much trouble for the grown-ups, you know. And in school, we sat down. We're not encouraged to talk with our peers. Just sit down, listen to the teacher, and literally soak it in. This is training in obedience or in discipline. Discipline is a military term, for goodness sake, you know. And this is how we raise our children. This is how we have been raised. So I am here to disrupt that and to tell you that you can find your expression. It doesn't have to be in stillness. You can move around, you can dance. And even with things like light languages, they don't come in stillness. They can come in movement. They can come when you're in your flow, when you relax. So this is one way of looking at you perhaps not attracting your dream audience or not attracting your dream clients, is to look at what is blocking it. And I've given some examples of things that are quite easy on the surface, but there can be things that are really deep in your field that has something to do even with past lives. So I've got, when my husband's doing one-to-one with clients, very often he goes to their past lives. And this can be something, some karma that is blocking your expression. Could be some tie or some bond. So sometimes you can work really deep, but we're not going that deep today. We can go deeper when we work individually, but in general, there can even be things from your own childhood, your maybe comparison to your siblings, maybe your parents try to put you down. So this is like surface level. We can go deeper into ancestral, past life, galactic past life. So there's a lot of layers to it. But you know what? every layer you strip back, literally you can see results like that straight away. The clients start to flow, you start getting inquiries, money starts to flow. So all of these energetic work, it all matters. And when you start observing your business, your message in a energetic way, if you put energetic lenses on and you start matching what you've done with what your results are, it's like clockwork, literally like clockwork. So now the most important question is how you can upgrade your message resonance. What you can do to rewire your energy field for better resonance. So your message gets heard, so your business gets heard.
Brought you in some love.
Oh. The wizard. Brought me a big crystal. So yeah, how you can upgrade your message resonance. So basically there's a few things we can do. So first of all, work on removing any blocks. So this is something that I will do a little activation for during this live stream today, for unblocking your throat chakra, because there might be some blocks with expressions that are connected to that. I'm not going to promise that what I'm going to do today is going to be permanent, but it should give you some temporary relief. If there is a permanent block, which might be linked to your past lifetime, or anything to do with your past kind of ties or bonds, then you need to go to the source and remove it. But if it is just something that you need a bit of an upgrade, I'm happy to do it today. Another thing you can do is you can use consciousness technology to download galactic codes from different light beings, such as Arcturians or Syrians or Pleiadians. I've worked with all of these energies to upgrade your resonance, so your message gets heard. Like, for example, one of the things that I had at the beginning of our business journey into spiritual type of business and into doing spiritual practice is that we were getting not the right type of clients. So there were people who were very happy with all our free stuff, but they were not happy to buy. And it was just a repeated pattern. And at some point, I've used Syrian consciousness technology that I want to serve, but I also deserve. And, you know, it wasn't even like that anything to do with expensive products. It was like products that were $30 and people were saying, oh, I haven't got $30. And I was like, that's really like, what's the field trying to say to me? Like, why? Why is there so much scarcity? And by the way, I wish everybody all the abundance, and I want to change that mindset, because I believe that when people say I can't afford, they're blocking their own abundance, because, you know, you can afford most things. You may not be able to afford a house and a boat and a jet, but you can probably afford most things. It's just obviously we've got other priorities, which are absolutely valid. We've got our rents to pay, or mortgages, or we've got food and all of that. And this planet is harsh because you've got to pay to be on it, which is absolutely sick. And I'm waiting for the moment it will change, but that's a digression. What I want to say is that I was using Syrian consciousness technology to attract different types of people who are happy to invest in their own development, people who are happy to spend that $30 for, because you can easily spend, I don't know, $5 or $6 on a coffee just like this one, or you can have it at home for a lot less. So, you know, it's all a matter of priorities. So this is something you can do with consciousness technology. How consciousness technology works, these are codes that are being downloaded from collective consciousness of the Arcturians, for example, or from Syrians, because these guys have consciousness technology nailed. Their technology is not like our technology with, you know, all devices and stuff like that. It's all to do with the mind. It's all to do with energetic fields. And we as humans, we're learning that. I believe we will have different codes at some point, but at the moment, we can request different codes from beings of light who see how harsh we have it here in 3D, where all the resources are controlled by like a very small number of people who also control us through those resources. And they can help us get the edge, because you see, all these algorithms of Facebook and big companies, they're set up against us. I may have, 700 people on my Facebook page, and then there's only 5 people who can see that I'm even live. And that happens all the time. But what we can do is we can override all these negative things that are set up against us with consciousness technology. And I'm going to give you a little sample of that today, but let me just have a little look at the comment. We've got some comments on TikTok about spiritual war and about productivity. What I'll do is I'll stay on TikTok after I've finished Facebook, and I'll answer, because they're not directly related to what I want to do today and what I want to talk to today, but I want to answer your questions. So I'll definitely stay on TikTok a bit longer to answer the questions. But first of all, let me download some consciousness technology to unblock your throat chakra. I am going to have a more detailed light language course where we'll be doing a full message resonance, business resonance, expression upgrades with consciousness technology in the form of light languages, because light languages can channel consciousness technology. If you know how to use them for this purpose. So I am going to be using light language. I'm going to be using today Arcturian light language and Lyran light language. So we do 2 things. Lyran avian language, it helps elevate. I got a consciousness upgrade from them, which helps me elevate my consciousness and helps elevate anything, whether it's consciousness, whether it's business. So what we're going to do is I'm going to channel some Lyran to Lyran avians. They've got wings, and we're going to use those metaphoric wings to go upwards to see our business from like a bird's eye view. So you can start noticing what blocks there are. You can start noticing what is actually blocking your expression. You can start seeing the situation more fully from a bird's eye view. So that's what I'm going to do with the Lyran language. And then I'm going to channel some Arcturian to unblock your throat chakra. And it's not going to be just for your business, it's going to be for your expression in general. And then I'm going to answer some questions for the TikTokers. So if you, in the meantime, before I start, if you're new to light language, it sounds like a language. It's languages of different galactic light beings. If you're curious about this, drop me a message. I'm holding a course starting 17th of May. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of upgrades. I'm going to activate people's own light languages so they can do what I do themselves. So they can download and channel light technology, consciousness technology in the form of sound, and they can transmit it to others and to themselves. One thing that my guides have been very clear on, and my inner guidance, was not to just activate other people's light languages. I can do that easily. I used to do it on free events. But then what happens is people don't know where the language comes from, don't know the origins, don't know how to use it. And it just literally, it's not used to its full potential. Whereas now I believe that I want not to just activate your light language, but actually show you how to use it so we can all heal and we can all grow. But let me know in the comments if you are ready for the energetic transmission. It's going to be Lyran and Arcturian. Just say yes or I'm ready in the comments, and then I'll start. Anybody ready? I know that you are seeing this with a bit of a delay. So ready says real women of Tasmania. What a beautiful nickname. Ready, ready, ready. Do I work with Lilith at all? No, I don't. I've got my guys, I can talk about them. Yes, 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 yes. Say, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so there's going to be a Lyran light language. I'm going to just let it flow. The intention for this transmission is to elevate you so you can see everything from a bird's eye view. You may start seeing some visions. You may start feeling bodily sensations like tingles or whatever. You may feel nothing at all. It depends on your sensitivity to energy. Everybody reacts differently, but this is the intention. And if at the end I get any impressions, any sensations, any translations, I'll share them with you as well. So I'm just going in my Lyran guide. I'll work with Lyran guide. Thank you so much for being with me. And I request that the consciousness energetic upgrade that you've given me, Elevate, can be used by everybody watching it, so they can start seeing the energetic field, any blocks, anything from a bird's eye view, from an elevated perspective. Lakia mala ila ula ala sikala urishu lalik ala masekana male etulu leia su urialash alekilalula ala manea lekala ulila bale ila mula ila mene ila usa seyala ila kula ele kalama eli lesulu ila ea ale iama ila ia ale miama ale ia ila miama ua quale me ala quale mena ala sure Leiolu kalabeda arashuda amani. Nesu ura elasha arakiyama arasu. Nema arashu erashura alasi arahetarakware nema alasu enamasurade iala elakula. Nema la asu adamenakusa. Shukatama esu enamanakusha. Enamasatu etakushu ula asiatakwa. Kela masiade eamasha easa elatuya. So just so you know, up until now, we haven't even gone to the elevation bit. What they're doing is they're upgrading your heart, open your heart, and upgrading your chakras, especially the ones here in your solar plexus, which is your control center, your heart, your throat. This is all about the energy flowing in and out easily. So this is what's being done so far. So let's continue. Tayakula baleia, tayakula baleia, tayakula baleia. Ala manasura adekusamati, ia mala ase, ala ku, ala kulaberasi, ala meniamale, ed ala asia, ala ku, ariasale ema. Okay, so what's happening now is they're also upgrading your sacral chakra. So your womb, basically. If you're a man watching this, you haven't got a womb, you can call it Hara, is the space, the void. The sacral chakra is where your creativity comes from. So I'm just getting a lot more than I bargained for. Thank you so much, Lyran. Thank you so much, Aylan. Thank you. Okay. Kia mala era, ula sale, ila su, ula kela ma asi, ana manesi, ula shale, ila ale, ila ma, ula keala, le kulusa la bea shu, ana masi, itakura ala bea ka sikama, nema rushet, arasira, arasea, ana mashe, ila surakale, ila ma, ena ma, ea hu, la kia sutushi, ila mase, ena ma, ea su, nemara lia su, ria satakula ela shu. Terasuta kitama, eyama, eya alahe siasuta kataberia sata kelamane, nemalasatu eyasu, etabatesi, namashutasia mala anamasekuta pasi, adarashu, alasu, alahi, heamanakasi, etakatesi, enamakasu, atashutakasi, alakadabare, edala, elasi, elama, etakashu, alasi, alakwa, etakasi. Oresi, arashe, alama, eyasu, alasu, alasa. Okay, thank you so much. So let me just translate what happened. So basically, it was building this energy up from almost like Kundalini energy, from your womb, from that deep down the bottom chakras, all the way up, and it's like a lift in an aircraft. Lift, and up you go. So this is what happened to your energy field. Now, how consciousness technology works is that you can feel when it's happening. So you might have felt something during the transmission. And if you have, let me know in the comments. But what's going to happen is be open now to new thoughts, new ways of seeing your message, your expression, new ways of thinking. Because like my husband explains really nice metaphor, it's like a stone thrown into a pond, which then makes ripples. So it doesn't change your reality from outside in, it changes it from inside out. So you're gonna start feeling different. So this upgrade was for you to start seeing everything from a bird's eye view, but it also gave you a bit more creativity and for the energy to flow through your energetic centers. What we're gonna do in a second is we're gonna do some Arcturian transmission to upgrade your throat chakra. So why would my third eye be throbbing while I listen? It reacts to energy. Perhaps, I'm not sure how open your third eye is, but it can often react to energy. Maybe they're trying to upgrade it too. It often kind of reacts. You can get it in a different way. Sandy says here, I felt a cool rush of tingles right from my base up to my heart area. Yeah, it was going from up to up, from down to up. So that's all normal. Everybody feels it differently. You may have not felt much. That's okay as well. I swear I felt like a baby type kick in my stomach on the right side and I'm not pregnant. That's this energy building up. It's almost like Kundalini energy. I had the sensation in my sternum, not my heart racing, but something else. Okay, yeah, it might be something to do with your solar plexus. So this is all normal. This is what happens. These frequencies, you know, when people think that light language is just some gibberish or something like that. No. It first of all can be understood, and the fact that we're all having similar type of sensations, it is real, and not just that, but it's quite powerful. Those frequencies can affect your energy field, and the way your body responds to them is you can basically detect what's happening in your ethereal body, in your luminous body, through your physical body. Renee said, I took a long cord and an anchor that was down my body out of my mouth. Wow, that's interesting. You, Renee, you're a veteran of energetic transmissions. You're quite visual. So yeah, you will see it. Some people can see it like you can. If you don't feel anything, did it work? Yes, absolutely. If you don't feel anything, it can still work because, you know, it depends how sensitive you are to energy. The more you work with energy, the more you become sensitive to it. So you might feel a little bit more open to it. And I've noticed that, for example, people who come to the Quantum Club, which is our spiritual development classes, as they progress over the months, they're becoming more and more sensitive. And the same thing happened to me. It started off by me feeling energy in my hands. You know, I've meditated for years and I felt nothing at all. I spoke light language for even longer and I felt nothing at all, because when you speak your own language, then, you know, it kind of, your body is attuned to it. So, so basically, what happened with the energy sensitivity, it started with my hands first. So I first started feeling sensations in my hands, and then I started feeling more and more and more. So it's absolutely fine if you don't feel anything at all. It still works. Just be open to new thoughts, new sensations. If you don't react to anything, then or if nothing changes in your physical reality, then it's time to look further into your field. What's blocking it? Because if you feel absolutely nothing and nothing changes, then there might be something pretty dark lingering there, or you might be so deep into your conditioning that you might not notice it. But before we finish this live stream, before I go into questions on TikTok, I want to do one more thing for you. I want to upgrade your expression. I want to do something with your throat chakra. And I'm going to work with Arcturian energy, which is the one most familiar to me. It was my first light language because I'm an Arcturian starseed. It's quite a guttural language, good for clearing throat. Mine is quite clogged now with some coffee and, and like a morning kind of thing. But I'm going to unblock your throat chakra in more kind of energetic way. So it's not just so you can be heard better, but it also is for your message to be heard. So whatever unique message you've got to bring to this world, whether it's one of healing, whether it's one of encouragement, whether it's whatever it is, this will help it out. And who knows, as you see, when I transmit consciousness technology, it can be much more than what I bargained for, like with Lyrans. So if you can let me know in the comments if you are ready for the Arcturian transmission to open your expression, then I will make a start. Ready, ready, ready. Awesome. One more thing was you saying you're ready. Sometimes you might be more receptive to one type of energy and less to the other. So you've had Lyran, now we're going to have Arcturian. Ready, ready, ready. Yes, thanks. Okay, let's go. So ready. So am I. Smiling to my Arcturian memories. Okay. Feel this energy building, and I'm going to transmit it to you in a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's almost like I feel this big ball of energy building around my throat. But let me start speaking light language, and then we'll see what happens, because that's how I communicate best. But energy is building. Okay. إلا حتروح عليه راح الشخوط راح يسيح وسط راح يلا حسيح لمن خو إلا حتلاديا وراح حسيح الشوط كسيح ترى نمحلة إلا حسو إيه هلا حالة إنا ما هي على هو تيخوس راح ستي هشو تراهوشو تراسيح له بلا حسيا ماله تورا حسي ما حسي ما حشيرا حسي كترخو رحتيرا رحتو رخصو. So your energy and your message needs to be connected to your heart. This is what they're saying. When you connect with your heart, what you drop down from your heart to your heart, this is when your message will truly be heard. And your resonance will be like infinite. I'm making those infinity signs. So this is what they're saying, is that your message has to come from your heart. And this resonance upgrade will actually only work when you connect with the message of your heart. So with that being said, let's continue. Hitoru halehla balahesuru ursharahetiyasuha tarabahetiyasu arashu arahia tarahan anaku hale elea alahule elahetaramahasia hashura hasika taramehet ruh tariasara hetirama rihturasia shukut bahase lehelama alesei elahuda hela alahu ramahatia shokata saha turahesarita rahaletula hasu nemarahashu namarusure irahsa irahasiashu aramehelama. Again, they reminding me, your message, whatever it is, whatever you bring into the world, whether it's in your business or personally, it has to come from deep within you, from the true source of creativity, from your womb, from your heart, and then your throat will literally have no limits. So, Tarahasukara bahete la luhas reshuhasihat arahea nemarahasure bahatea mahara irahasure mahata ayahalu alahea ma alahesh arahas ruhatia bahasia mahasem arahta iraruh arashu rea sama irashu urashu rahasia karahat tehasi bahalle berahasem rahashu arabeherahsa dia harama heratukosu arabahatia mahse eramahasira bahate namaruhate hasi alahate arahasia amahareta rahashu. So what we're doing is we're removing any bonds, we're removing any ties, we're removing anything attached to your throat, anything blocking your expression, any other people's expectations. You might want to, we'll finish with one more thing, but we're removing anything, we're plucking it out that might be blocking your expression, any conditioning, any other people's expectations. So that's what we're doing now. Tarahuta labahalela su arahasara bahat arahesuru habarahat arahastru barahat arahastru barashu arahashurapa nemarahasi arahat raharuda rahasera arahu red rahature ahashat rahasi teahula halabalahat alahusara barahat namarashurusera arashura asera ha. Nemaruhasi, Yahetia Helebe, and Amahasid. So now the energy can flow easily from your throat, from your heart. It all can flow now out of you because all these external things that were blocking it, they're removed from your field. Namahasita Rashu, Rehesira Hure, Kasela, Alaheta, La Heladia, Balusulea, Menu, Karihasia Tashu, Elasida Katera, Amahasia Dashu, Erasu, Arasu, Arahia. Nemaruhasi, Namarahasi, Erahera, Eraha, Erahuturaba, 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 Erama, Elaha, Itahaza. Thank you so much. So Arcturians just upgraded your resonance of your message. As long as it flows from the heart, as long as it flows from your own creativity, it will spread to whoever it needs to spread to. But one more thing I'm called to do is I'm going to bring some Pleiadian energy at the end to do a little bit of an energetic shower. If any of those ties of bonds are still lingering in your field, they're close to your energy field, we're going to use like a shower of energy from the Pleiadians, very brief, like a jet wash to just blast it all out so it never comes back. Kuta pasita katutushuta sita kuta sabata kata semenia su shuti sita tapasita 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 kuta sita tapasita tapati nemanashe erasu urashita rasi eroshu terasi katate situmana keda pasika tapatse erashu yasekita yabasika manea tusuta padisita tapasi ena maseti kuta sita tapasi etapasi yashu shikusuri erasi uyasi ayama. That's it. It's done. It's complete. This energetic process is now sealed. It's all ready. And I hope you will start seeing the effects in your life. I know that you should see it, but you need to be open to it. You need to be receptive. Listen to your body. Listen to different triggers that you may have. Listen to your inner guidance of what might happen. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them now at the end. Answers that this language felt so familiar. So the last one was Pleiadian light language. The previous one was Arcturian, and then it was Lyran. For any of you who are more interested in light languages, I'm starting a light language course on the 17th of May. Drop me a message or drop me a comment and I will send you more details for those of you who want to work with light language yourself. Thank you so much, Sandy. That's awesome. Let me just answer a few questions now at the end. I felt something in my throat and started yawning a lot near the end. Yeah, sometimes, you know, when we're not ready, our body almost like becomes tired, but also any energetic transmissions, if you're new to energy, it might make you feel a little bit tired. That's absolutely normal. That's nothing to be worried about. Just take a lot of rest. It's basically when your energetic field rewires, it can affect your nervous system, and it feels like a baby that's learning new things. Like, why do babies sleep so much? Because they're constantly learning new things and they need to integrate. You need to integrate as well. Rachel says, thank you. Thank you, Rachel. It was great that you've joined us today. That made my heart so warm. Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all these sensations. I'll stay a little bit on TikTok. For those of you who are on Facebook, you can find me on TikTok at Starseeds. But for now, thank you so much, Facebook. I'm going to stay on TikTok answering some questions. And for those of you who have perhaps come at the end, this is available or will be available soon on our YouTube channel, so you can catch up or replay there. Thank you.